My favorite thing about the 2021 Hyundai Elantra is, of all things, the steering wheel. In addition to the regular 10 and 2 position, there's also a grip here for sort of 4 and 7. While 10 and 2 is, of course, safer in a neighborhood like this, which is Bayhead, New Jersey, along the Jersey Shore, this 4 and 7 is actually great on the highway when the steering assist is turned on and the car is really doing much of the work for you. Your hands are here, resting, just in case there's an emergency and you have to take control.
But there's a lot more to enjoy about the all-new Elantra than just the great feeling steering wheel. But let's be honest, the wheel is what you're holding onto, or should be holding onto, the entire time you're driving, so it's important that it's comfortable. I think a cheap feeling steering wheel ruins the entire car. But Hyundai really got it right this time. I wouldn't be surprised if other manufacturers, no pun intended, try to reinvent the wheel after testing the new Elantra.
Hi, I'm CJ Ekman, manager of IoT and Connected Car at Hyundai, and I'm here to tell you about Hyundai Digital Key, which is debuting for the first time on the 2021 Elantra.
Technology usually starts in expensive cars and trickles down to the rest of the models if it proves to be popular. In the case of the 2021 Elantra, it seems that some of the technology is either new or a segment first. Let's start with the digital key.
Hyundai Digital Key is a complete replacement for your proximity key using a smartphone app. It connects to the vehicle using Bluetooth and near-field communication to give you access to the vehicle as well as ability to share keys virtually, instantly to anybody. So Hyundai Digital Key allows you to lock, unlock, and start the car, just like you can with your proximity key. What makes it super convenient is the ability to share keys virtually to anybody. You can select the duration, so I could give someone a key for only an hour, up to a year, but I can also select what type of access that person has. So one use case that's extremely convenient is the ability to share keys to, say, your teenager. You can send access for an hour, up to a year, but you can also select what type of access that person has. I can give access to only Bluetooth functions, which allows them to open the trunk, get in the car. If you had a teenager, they could put their baseball stuff in the trunk, grab it without having to bother you. But if they tried to drive the car, the phone in the car, nope, this person doesn't have access to drive. But if you had a spouse, for instance, you could share a key with them and they would have the ability to drive. And because your phone is your key, the car knows who's driving the car. So for instance, for me, my wife is a lot shorter than me. So when I get into the car, I screw up all of her settings. The radio settings are all screwed up. I have to adjust the mirrors, the seat, everything. But when the key is digital, it knows CJ's driving. So when I get in the car, the seat automatically adjusts to my seat settings. The radio presets are set to my favorite radio. The phone is set to my phone. Office is sent to my office, which is super convenient for sharing a car among a family or friends. So when my wife gets in the car, it knows that she's driving and loads all of her presets.
At the time of this writing, in January of 2021, the digital key only works with Android phones, but that will probably change. If you're like me and have an iPhone, you can use the key card. Just make sure that if you put it in a wallet type phone case that is lined with RFID blocking, the car won't start. So you have to take it out and put it in a certain place on the console. That said, the key card is really great for drivers who work out a lot and hate carrying a fistful of keys and fobs at the gym or on the running trail. Hyundai says wireless Android Auto and Apple Carplay are a segment first.
With wireless CarPlay, Sarah can keep her phone in her purse and continue texting through the display audio unit without plugging in her phone.
Emma said yes, 7:30 p.m. I'm excited. Would you like to reply?
Yes.
What do you want to say?
Great, see you there.
Plus, with wireless CarPlay, she can easily use her favorite music app right inside the display unit.
As I've mentioned in other reviews, I simply wouldn't buy a new car that didn't have this type of smartphone integration. Interestingly, speaking of phones, if you're looking at yours, which is illegal in a lot of places, even at a stoplight, You don't have to wait for the person behind you to honk that "it's green, idiot, look up" beep. The new Elantra will subtly tell you that the vehicle in front of you has started to move. The dashboard, or IP and center stack in car lingo, is made up of one continuous flat screen. Again, that's unusual for a car in this price range. The sleek screen enables drivers to customize their experience with different looks for the gauges and ambient lighting. This is increasingly important for an aging population that needs certain things to be in bigger print. Touchscreens also cut down on the complexity of the wiring that goes into modern cars. There are still a few buttons and knobs to satisfy those of us who don't want to feel like we're driving an iPad. Thankfully, Hyundai isn't playing guess which gear you're in with the shifter. It's a stick that comes out of the center console, and lo and behold, it goes forward when you want it to, backward when you put it in reverse, and P even means park. All joking aside, this has become a real safety issue in recent years as drive-by-wire technology has allowed designers to get creative with the configuration for park, reverse, neutral, drive, and low, what we used to call Prindle. Recent tragedies have proven that intuitive designs can save lives. And no matter what car you're driving, you should always set your parking brake before you turn off the car and get out. The parking brake exists for a reason. I do this for a living, and I don't think I parked any car without setting the brake, since you could still smoke cigarettes in hospitals and movie theaters.
When I first walked back to the review car during my week with the 2021 Hyundai Elantra, I thought someone had hit it. And then I realized that was part of the design.
A lot of thought went into the design language of the new Elantra.
We accented the parametric surfaces with 3 sharp lines that meet at one point. Now, this is taboo in car design, but in order to stand out of the highly competitive compact sedan market, we dared ourselves to break the rules. This was a difficult engineering task to implement, but we pulled it off with crisp and sharp lines. It can look out of place at first sight, but the more you see it, it gives the car a unique character. We also continued the parametric surfacing details on the 15, 16, 17, and 18-inch wheels, and also on the C-pillar garnish. These details add to the bold character of the new Elantra. On the front, have a look at the wide cascading grille. We integrated the lights into the grille for an even wider impression. This helps the forward-leaning gesture and gives the car a dynamic look.
The Elantra is powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that generates 147 horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque. Because the 2021 Elantra is so new, we don't have an exact 0 to 60 time, but during our drive from Washington to the Jersey Shore, up I-95 and then along the Garden State Parkway for another errand, we didn't have any trouble either keeping up with the traffic or getting out of the way of drifting dimwits. By the way, have you ever looked at the dents on other people's cars in traffic and you know exactly how they got them, judging by the way they're still driving? Yes, I'm talking to you, Mr. Caved-in passenger door who doesn't look while changing lanes. End of rant, at least for now. Hyundai is also offering some other variants, including a powerful N-line version of the Elantra with an available manual transmission and also a fuel-sipping hybrid. Our limited model was equipped with smart cruise control with stop and go, lane keeping assist and lane following assist and highway driving assist. Basically, it makes a long highway drive a lot less tiring because you can set the car to maintain a steady speed and it'll help you steer. The suite of safety systems includes rear cross traffic collision avoidance assist and forward collision avoidance assist with pedestrian detection. The Elantra is considered a mid-sized car by the EPA, but the trunk seems bigger than most New York apartments and the cabin feels roomy as well. It's rated at 31 miles per gallon in the city and 41 on the highway. The EPA says you'll save $1,750 in fuel costs over 5 years compared to the average new vehicle. The 2021 Elantra has not yet been crash tested. But if you're in the market for a new car and you don't want to show up at the party in the automotive version of khakis and a polo, check it out. The new Elantra has a lot to offer without making your accountant reach for a bottle of Tums. Our total price as tested for the loaded limited edition 2021 Hyundai Elantra was about $26,600.
If you enjoyed this review of the 2021 Hyundai Elantra, and I hope you did, make sure to subscribe to Real World Test Drive on YouTube and follow me on Twitter @GrantWinter. For Real World Test Drive, I'm Grant Winter, reporting in Bayhead, New Jersey.